So, hello everyone. We're going to discuss what makes a successful and sustainable urban community today, and also what are the most important factors to consider. We all know there are multiple factors to build a successful and sustainable community. So, in my opinion, the most important factor is the economic sustainability. We all know a successful urban community, they needs a lot of people live in there. A lot of residents means a lot of workers. And so the building a sustainable economic system which covered from unemployment, employment, and retirement. And all these things will be very important to ensure that the workers have a nice working environment, which also rises their sense of belonging, which can make the continuous of these urban society. So, what is your opinion?
Yes, I guess that the sustainable economy is a big deal. But I wonder if we should also consider other factors. In my opinion, the most important feature is to prioritize residential experience rather than focus on the financial profits. We all know that the outdoor advertising is a common element in cities, especially in metropolises like New York, Paris. And many people may take this phenomenon for granted, but actually, this is a form of consumption, both in our sense and of the resources. According to a news release about campaigns on the prohibition of outdoor ads, the government in Brazil took actions to contain outdoor advertising. They want to put the human well-being and urban vision over the commercial profits. I believe that this measure is a necessary path to rebalance the public spaces and make the city more sustainable, as we know that the replacement of ads will also consume quite a bit of resources. It is also encouraging to see that the government puts the feeling of residents on the first place. And how does this sound to you? I'm open to questions.
You have an excellent point. I also consider that prioritizing systems experiences is very important. However, I do not believe that outside advertisements will necessarily affect residents' life negatively, as some old advertisement becomes part of the urban scenery. For example, the Gothic Running Man sign has become a symbol of Osaka and a cherished part of the city cultural landscape. Also, the neon lighting advertisement signboard in Hong Kong are actually also be considered as a distinctive features of the city. So why does we need to displace those advertisements? Maybe they act as an important character in residents' life.
Uh,
So
yeah,
what do you
you have raised a really good point. I have to admit that I hadn't considered that problem, so my points are not as strong as I thought.
Okay, I'm sorry that we do not share the same mind on outside advertisement, but I do agree that we should take resident feelings seriously in building sustainable city. And based on that, I think that building perfect network system construction is an important factor um, to bring systems well-being wellness. Firstly, network system construction can provide people with convenience. Public can use these systems to do a lot of daily work, such as purchase online, search information, and get in touch with their families and friends. and which is not only make their life more convenient but also enrich their life. Additionally, network online network system constructions can enhance people's sense of belonging of the city. Um, for example, in a country named Estonia, and the government and technology company built a free Wi-Fi system for people to they can vote online. They can talk about politics and assist to different politic organizations through this free Wi-Fi, which makes them proud of. They think this is a symbol of freedom and democracy, so they feel proud of this system and also this country. So, what's your guys' opinion on
Well,
this?
so you mentioned some advantages of network. You mean it can enhance the communicate with each other and uh, boost the people's belonging. But I still think there are a lot of disadvantage of network. For instance, there is a lot of division and discontent on the internet. For instance, I read a report. It mentioned a case of self-immolation. So it may be scary for someone in our society. So how do you think you can deal with that?
Well, I think you are right. There are too many angers in the internet, and they can spill this negative emotions widely. Maybe the government can pass some law about internet, or the company can improve the ability to avoid this bad news, but it cannot be eliminated. So you're right, maybe.
Yeah.
It's
So
hard to deal
I
with it.
still think the online discontent is an extension of real world discontent. So we still need to care about something in our real life. I want to talk about some microscopic things. I think to make our community be sustainable is not the big climate goals. It's some small daily and how to make our residents want to live. Our professor gave us some good example, but I also found other little moves. And something made me sad-eyed Hong Kong a little, of course, in the best way. First of all, turning wasted crabs of space into something useful. I have an example of Copenhagen. And this city, they trans parking lot to a community garden and mini playground where the children can play with each other and elderly can have communication, talk with their friends. And it's not like Hong Kong's pocket parks, which can only have a decorative rule. And also there is a challenge that's it will be messy because they are soil. So the government have a seed planting party, and turns out no one man's dirty when they are growing their own veggies. And second, we should know how to make commutes feel less like a battle. I want to talk about Zurich. Zurich's tram system will run every 5 minutes during rush hour, and the tickets are cheap enough for students and part-timers. So more people, they would not like to go out by cars. So less pollution will be made. And it's not like Hong Kong MTR during morning peak, which like a setting can. And also there is a challenge, that's funding. So how to deal with that? The government raised the tax on high income group and focused on what people actually need. And thirdly, I think to deal with climate problems should not be overcomplicating it. Like Bangkok, floods are really common there, so they just have some raised sidewalks and set some rain gardens along streets. In that way, it can absorb the rainwater and prevent the flow. People can also walk, even roads are wet. So we really don't need a fancy seawall. It's simple but work. Not like Hong Kong, every downpour, the sidewalks will become river. Of course, there is a challenge. Maybe the garden block some stores fronts. So the government tweaked the design to make it more possible. So what's your idea about this daily things?
Yeah, I agree with you about these microscopic change to improve the residents' their life. And I think these are all very good examples. For example, the rain garden in Thailand, and also the arrangements of the train system. But I think these changes and these, for example, like the policies, they might need strong economic basic to support. Without a strong economic system, the government won't have that many fee to support their cities to make these changes. For example, in Hong Kong, the MTR system, we all know that it's pretty expensive, but the MTR can gain many benefits from each year. But the train system in other country, they might need a lot of subsidy from the government, which is built on a strong economic system and a sustainable economic system. And another example is the Qatar. The city called Doha is trying to build the outdoor air conditioning system since the city is located in the desert and the weather is usually very hot and dry. And they are trying to improve the life and the working condition of the outdoor workers. So they are trying to build the outdoor air conditioning system to improve the work efficiency of the workers outdoor and to protect them from getting too hot and or even hot down. But Qatar is a developed country, and most of the residents in Qatar are pretty rich, which also means their government can gain a lot of tax through their industry, especially the petroleum industry and natural gas industry. So the government can support these changes to improve the life level of the residents, since they have a very strong economic system, which is sustainable. So I think all these factors we talked before is maybe they're built on a strong and sustainable economic system. So I think the economic might have a higher priority to be the first target that we have to reach. So do you guys have any other ideas?
Well, although those systems are helpful, but I still think, yeah, as what you said, the Qatar is a rich country and people are rich, so the system can be really exist. Nonetheless, I think we still need to care about those things in our daily life because it is common and everyone will meet them. So it's no need to being perfectly sustainable, just making our daily life less annoying. So we don't really need the flashy projects, just we need care about small and frustrating things in our daily, like sometimes we do not have a place to sit and getting stuck on the way to lunch. So those things make people want to live in the community. If we can deal with those things, I think our society can be really sustainable. So what do you think, sir?
Yes, and Harry just argued that sustainable economic development should be the top priority. However, I believe that pursuing growth without long-term planning may lack comprehensive consideration. Therefore, I believe that the lasting prosperity must be built on a rational and resilient urban planning foundation. In many cities, construction projects often conducted without thorough planning, leading to many areas and resources be wasted. And a good example is the Highlight Park in New York. The government creatively took advantage of obsolete infrastructure new. The Highlight Park was rebuilt into a multifunctional public space. It combined community life, entertainment, culture, and ecology together, while it also enhanced social connections and stimulates local economy. This case shows that rational urban planning brings many benefits to both the residents and the environment, making it essential for creating a sustainable and successful city. And do you guys agree with my thoughts?
Yes, I agree with you. You said we need the consideration and make good plans to make it possible. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
I also agree with that. Even if the cities do not have too many money, if the government manage this city well, I also consider this there will be a bright future for this city. So I totally agree with this.
Yeah, I also agree with your example, which is the rebuild of the Highline Park into a multifunctional public space. It's also prevent the waste, and also for the government, they cost a little to build a multifunctional public space, and for the residents, they can get a new facility. So I think it will be a win-win situation for
Yeah.
both sides. So I
Uh,
strongly agree with your example.
Okay, excellent. It sounds like we are on the same page on this topic, that rational city planning is the most significant factor. Thanks everyone for the productive discussion.
Okay.
Okay.